Koto sini konso bema kidasehne na bugu fuyuma kidasehema pesa batu denim yo se de otu man se na Asantehemaa koto konya prewa ya wada no ha no dudu de so no ma na bibia ewiemwa sebe ye kan sebe duma di obi no aso so ko da na bo to na no tie yo se sebe ba so wo tu pai se ba tu enu no le sebe so fata mai do tu menu na di o bi aso jai no be de esi no o to o ne ma tie
Mwakwa from like Black Media. Abusia, ara ho sempa. Sese de oman mu, de na ekwe. Me na wokasa sisi wopem so, aye wote kokko so, Asantehemaa wato ne bonkum so. Asantehene Asantehemaa wato ne bonkum so a. Abusia ara ho sem. August we mu de isim sa se etitiru chese ya popopopa ya sisi na enkaibo no todwa ewo Otumfour Asantehemaa ahemfi a abusia areho pa menhunu ne sisi krampo menka sisi areho sempa abusia ekoso abuja sansem kure ye beto so akwakotie Muntaka interior minister ono nso unim se plane crash na ka woka ho bi but according to enkoma eba no kire se Muntaka na ka ewoso okoforo plane crash no nanso ono ani nipa ne yonko atoforsen na ebo modern se omane nkono mu meeting abuja wode nsem bi atodwa ekwan efa so a wanko eni impo omo koya sebi ba mu wodi na paka befa no no nchiremu ne ayonkofa ne da wo montam ni yawudi a after so mu hu ye no so odi yankwaje nchiremu no emre sisi
koto sini konso bema kidasehne na bugu fuyuma kidasehema pesa batu denim yo se de otu man se na Asantehemaa koto konya prewa ya wada no ha no dudu de so no ma na bibia ewiemwa sebe ye kan sebe duma di obi no aso so ko da na bo to na no tie yo se sebe ba so wo tu pai se ba tu enu no le sebe so fata mai do tu menu na di o bi aso jai no be de esi no o to o ne ma tie
Thanking you so much for this opportunity. We wish all of us and say good morning to everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the Muslim community. Like you rightly said, this is a huge monumental loss and very, very traumatizing for some of us, and for obvious reasons. I mean, all the days. Interestingly, I've had an encounter with each and every one of them. It is probably the list as not in terms of importance, but just to show how I relate to each of them. Very busy in a minute. The team, we are starting with Anana. They flew me to Tamale, and then to Kumasi, and back to Accra. He flew me to Asantehemaa twice. The team flew me to Muntaka, all on stage. So I'm still very conversant and familiar with them. I mean, very professional, very calm guys, very respectful. Now, imagine, he is the youngest. I mean, our candidate for 2020 and 2024, and I remember very well speaking for how my focus was on constituencies that we already have, and those that we are very optimistic that we could take that are the 50-50, and how we should channel our resources to support those plans. And he was one of our big focus. And then when he lost, he was really down. I had to speak to him, encourage him, tell him my story, my journey to Parliament and all that, just to pick him up. And I ended up recommending him to the president for him to be appointed as national not more deputy coordinator. And that's where the office of party resigned. Dr. Sapon, as you may know, he first won the election in 2009, was then working with Syria for the office, and he came to my house trying to be the mayor of Kumasi, and we worked together. He became mayor of Kumasi, later the regional minister, and on till now he's our vice chair. We've been working together. Nothing happened for us, and so wait that he will not be there. So we know each other very well. You come to Dr. Muntaka. Everybody in my constituency knows Muntaka to be my brother. There's not a single thing that will be in the constituency that will not be doing together. Yes, like President Mahama mentioned, we mentored him very closely when he came to Parliament as a younger brother. And he stood for the values of Islam. Some of it is don't cheat, don't allow yourself to be cheated. The other thing is to go very strongly, which is one of the strongest teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. As a Muslim, if you see the wrong being done, you have three things you can do. You fight it with strength. If you don't have the strength to fight it, you speak very loudly with your voice. If you are not able to speak with your voice, hate it deep down in you. So because of this character of Dr. Muntaka, a lot of people at a distance see him to be a very aggressive person. But when you get closer to him, you find him a very fantastic person. Very accommodating, very forgiving, very easy to do things with.
Sure.
And believe me, regardless of who you are with him, if something is going to go wrong, it's not something that he hesitates. He doesn't give it like a second thought. It just comes. And I want to believe that my colleagues in cabinet will attest to this. It is in cabinet, it's something, I mean, everybody could say, oh, this is the way to go, and it is even the president himself. Once Muntaka doesn't believe in it or he doesn't feel comfortable with it, he will speak his mind. And he has a principle that says, look, let me let everybody know where I stand. Even if you disagree with me, and let posterity be the judge. It is something that he has done again and again and again. First as the president of the Lantern, and then later Tamale Central in the House. I have had great privilege to work with him very closely because I mean, by the grace of God and all humility, being a member of Parliament for over 2 decades, having served as the chief whip both in majority and minority. And I recollect one incident when he was a deputy minister, and he was also a member of the finance committee, and he had some challenges with the bench from the finance committee. That's honorable politics of what we call it, James Aveji.
Yeah.
And it came to me as chief whip then. Remember that time the speaker today, Right Honorable Speaker Biden, was the majority leader, and I was the chief whip, the speaker, then majority chief whip. And usually the chief whip manages this. Even as my younger brother, I tried to speak to him. He had this very strong what we call oppositionist, and he will not let go. And at the point I have to remove him from the committee so that the committee can really be able to work, because he was in constant conflict with the honorable lady. He wasn't happy, but believe me, he walked to me as a senior. I don't think I've been fairly treated. Simply because I'm the junior doesn't make me wrong. You should have listened to both sides and take a very bold decision. This is Muntaka. regardless of the relationship that you have with him, if you do something that he feels very strongly that this thing is not right, he will confront you. If later he realizes that he is wrong, he is the type that will come back to you and apologize. It's just, I mean, you see him at a distance, he looks like a very aggressive person because the way he speaks and the way he espouses his views, but believe me, it's a very soft person when you get closer to him. I can tell you that we've lost these great guys. And to come to Dr. Omane, oh my goodness, this is a gentleman of excellence. My first encounter with Dr. Omane was in around 2005, 2006. That time, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, my leader, was the youth organizer, even though we were all members of Parliament. And Uncle Uncle had put up a group, we call it GAME, Get Atamas Elected. And all of us, myself and Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Mama Yaja, were all members of this GAME. And I remember at that time we were fairly young, it was in our late 30s. And we were tasked to mobilize the youth. And with Honorable Haruna Idrisu, lady as the youth organizer. We had our encounter in the University of Cape Coast. And when we were going there, Honorable Haruna said that we have to go and pick a young person, a former youth president, who we want to bring on our fold and is going to be helpful. So we drove to around, I'm not very familiar with Accra, but around that small area, and went and picked him. So we sat in the car and Honorable Haruna introduced him to me, and that was the first time I knew him. And since then, we went to Cape Coast, we did all of the things together, and we kept working till we were lucky by the grace of God to win 2008 election. And then we came to Parliament. Some of us were lucky to come back to Parliament and kept working. To cut a long story short, he came to a point that he knew that if anybody was coming to Parliament, I would tell him, go and see Muntaka. If you get yourself closer to Muntaka, you will appreciate and understand how Parliament works. And if he had anything to do in Parliament, he always called on me. Even when he later became Minister for Communication and all. Most recently, working in the security area, I have found the biggest ally in Dr. Omane. You see him very unassuming, very calm, very tactical. He's very, very strategic. And you see, this Galamsey fight is painful that we have to lose such illustrious sons in the fight against Galamsey. And I'll tell you one incident where we had one of the top meetings. Anytime I said in this conversation, top meetings, when the president himself was chairing. And then Dr. Omane then said, Your Excellency, I want us to make a solemn promise to you, all of us around this state, that not us, not people close to us or our associates, whether directly or indirectly, are involved in Galamsey. And I start with myself that he made the affirmation. He made the solemn affirmation to the president. And he demanded that all of us do. I was thinking about that. How will my colleagues just do this? So when we finished, then I asked him, bro, he and I will call each other, bro.
Sure.
Why did you do that? He said, Muntaka, you are from my country region. That's a Galamsey area. I'm from Eastern region. That's a Galamsey area. Dr. Kalusi, the Secretary to the President, is on the Savannah. That's Galamsey going on there. Amakofibwa is from Western region. Galamsey is going on here. We need to let the President be confident in us that none of us, whether directly or indirectly, are involved in this. And must assure him that we are going to take this fight head on. And in that same meeting, he did something very, very extraordinary. He said, Excellency, I am pledging that if you fail to deal with this Galamsey thing, I put my job on last. I want all of us around you here, Mr. President, demand from all of us to do same, that we are going to fight this thing with all the energy in us, that if we fail to succeed, we should put our jobs in back. online. And that was also another surprising thing to me, because it requires a lot of coordinated effort, and not only, but believe me, from that meeting, I realized that there's a new energy in almost all of us in the zeal to end this violence. I'll say this before maybe allow you to continue your questioning. Dr. never liked boarding a helicopter. Since he came, this 7 months, he has never boarded any of the helis. And he hates it. And he keeps warning me. I use it most frequently. If you go and check the Ghana Armed Forces, their records, probably myself, Honorable Harry Medusu, Mama Yelga, and a few others might have used the more than any other group. Because anytime there's something that needs to be done quickly, we think that the easiest is to take through the helis, because all the areas don't have airports. And I'll give you one incident. The week before this incident, the weekend, Saturday, we were there, and then there was something that needed to be done urgently in Tamale, and the president asked them to go and deal with it. So I called the Air Force commander, the chief of Air Force, what we call the Air Force commander, that I should prepare the heli for me to go to Tamale and back. But usually when we do this, you have to inform the minister. But you just give them a head start, then you then talk to the minister, you put it into writing where it's necessary. If it's a weekend like the weekend, you will use it, and the one you go and come, then you put it into writing for the record to show that you use it. And when I called him, he said, Muntaka, I don't know what is wrong with you. Why are you using this heli? How can you do this thing? I'm not comfortable with it. Why don't you use the casa? The casa is available. And I said, we are only 2 people going. And you're supposed to use the casa. This thing that can take almost 40-something people. I said, I'm a bit away. He said, Muntaka, your safety and your energy is more important than this cost that you are thinking about. So I'm going to call them to instruct them to change it from the heli to the casa, so that at least you are in a very safe area than this helicopter. Yet, because of the fight against them, he was ready to board the heli to go. For the first time, despite all his reservations about the use of the heli, and yet the first time he used it, he never returned. You understand why some of us are broken. You understand why we are devastated. Knowing very well that his question about the use of heli and how he's not comfortable with it, and because of the firm affirmation he made before the president and the commitment he personally made to the president that we're going to fight this galaxy with all the energy in us, he was willing to board the helicopter to go in the fight against galaxy, and he lost his life. These are things that, for me, it's so difficult, but alhamdulillah, I've been grateful to Allah with all the well wishes, the people around me, the support, and gradually come out of it. And believe me, this is a monumental loss to some of us personally, as a state and the government. And to our boss, I pray that the good Lord gives him the strength to be able to carry this loss. Because I know how close he is with Dr. Manegwam. He is one of his confidants.
Sure.
I know how very close he is with Allah Dimunir. So this is somewhere what I would say about this Makolesa, unless you have some specific.
Just one last thing, because the president has talked about, us honoring them with the Ghana they wanted. But I'd want us to do it this way. What would be the best honor for these persons who lost their lives on the 6th of August? As a country, what is that most important thing that we can do in honor of them?
I really wish our brothers and sisters who are family deeply in this galaxy will know and appreciate that these people fought and lost their lives in trying to correct the wrong, to help all of us in complying. We are willing to assist you to do legitimate small-scale mining in areas that are not in water bodies, that are not in our forest, that are not by our roadside, in areas that were given to miners, big corporate mining companies, where we have negotiated with them to feed up so that we give it to you. We pray that our citizens will help us. In honor of these heroes, Muntaka was an environmentalist. The Omani will put his life online to fight Galamsey. Let's end Galamsey. If we are able to end this menace, we'll have respected their wish and we'll have built a Ghana development, a clean water body, and a forest that is preserved, our roadside that are not destroyed. So I'm making this passionate appeal to all those who are financing this Galamsey. For God's sake, can we concentrate and cooperate with the land ministry so that we do this not for even for ourselves, but for those that have lost their life and their children and family that they have left broken in the service of our country. I think this will be something that if we are able to succeed in doing, will have honored their sweat and sacrifice.
But finally, the task force that has been set up to investigate, the crash, what's it been up to so far? What are the terms of reference, Well,
one of the things that I will tell you, telling the security area, we don't want to put the cart before the horse. All I can assure you is that the Armed Forces Council, which I'm a member together with Dr. Mani, met on Friday, and we have set the ball rolling. All we will ask of Ghanaians is to be patient. We can assure them that the President, the Armed Forces Council was chaired by the Vice President, all the members of the Armed Forces Council, including the Foreign Minister, we have made it clear to the committee that speed and time is of great essence. But I'm not in a position to give details for now.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka. We're glad that you made time to join us, and God continue to strengthen you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Abuja baby a wo hwe me bia wo haw ne amane kodan na bia da eda wo so bia no bomode se woni me bedi nkomo ye de samna nwanwaso bi aba e frɛ ne se yesika kokko na gold samna wo haw bia da eda wo so bia wo hia sa samna we se bi afi wo ye bema wo hwe me wo bema sam wo fo wo bema ye ketwa brabeji bula matali eduro bi na wo bema enye kese watimi abo adwuma so ache e wo empem ye de akwankyere bi aba abuzuan no ye hwehwe wo hyebrim a ye frɛ ne se mpanifo akwankyere ana se wo betima frɛ back to sender onipa bi ha onipa bi tata wato bet e wo ho se wo sanity bi obeku bomode so befa numbers na egu screen ase na woni mi akasa me hwehwe wo hyebrim wi a na bomode se me kyerɛ wo ne wo beye